Like, am I right? Quake 2 was famous for strogification. And then Quake 3 is famous for the 1 over the square root of, yeah, the 1 over square root algorithm, or the to the power of fast to the power of minus 1/2 algorithm, to perform the ray tracing, right? That's the only thing I know about Quake. Oh, anyway, what was I gonna do? Yes. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize it twisted up there. Um, Time to move on a little bit into the main storyline, I think. That's what's next. So let's fast travel to Transit Corridor. Look at the constructions. See, how many do we have already? I don't know. That's probably in the loadout. Um, Upgrade spin. That's lame. So to upgrade charge, we're gonna need more source, but that's more useful. Upgrade pierce, we need more remote thoughts. It's definitely gonna be more useful though. Upgrade shatter, we need more remote thoughts, but that's not that useful because shatter's lame. Okay, so um, I'm gonna hold off on upgrading spin. I don't really use spin that often, and wait till I can upgrade charge and then do that instead. Uh, cool. I was doing pierce, doing pierce, and then just in maintenance in general, and then charge and executive. I need to kill one warped. Okay. I'm not gonna do that yet. So make sure that I actually have Pierce loaded so I can kill snipers with Pierce. So right now I have Charge loaded. So I'm gonna do Pierce instead. And check and make sure Pierce doesn't have any upgrade. See, this one is minus 24%. Doing there. So this one might be higher. You click 36, 36. Okay, they're the same. Is this highlighted? So I get to the shield threshold also now. I don't know where that is. Maybe a tab will show me. Okay, it's there. So we've been, it came from this way. There's a little closet over here. Is that a better dodge efficiency than the one I already have? That's a really weak one. Okay, so this is weak. It's weak. So many of these. So many of those. Okay. Hopefully that's all that's in there. I don't know how levitate made me, like, immune, but whatever. Works, it works. It's over there, right? Actual entity down there. So don't want to go to the bottom, even though there's health.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks.
Because there's an...
Maybe there's a control panel near.
Oh, phooey. That was embarrassing. I took fall damage. Died of fall damage.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
To rotate them, but I run from this guy. Off by mold. See, is there anything beyond that? Kinda. Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy little boxes? Me, that's who. And who do you know? And you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Okay. Guess that's a shortcut.
It won't rotate. Something's blocking it.
You probably should defeat some sort of mini boss. You have to like. Punch.
It won't rotate. Something's blocking it.
I don't know how that did anything, but okay. This was progress. There you are. Usually. you have to do that. Sometimes you have to undo it, so I may have made a mistake, but we'll see. Looks like there's only one box, but 3 points to put things. Let's try different points to put it in. See what they do. Oh wait, there's another box. Maybe there is enough boxes. Third box, right? Yeah, there's one needs to go there. Says only 100 FPS. Okay. Check something then. Cool, we're going. Okay. Now I know what that number is. Wow, that's not really that good, is it? See, I guess you can't undo them once they're hooked. Don't really know. Thing to hook up, though. You absolutely need another box from somewhere. Let's backtrack a bit here. They can be a bit tricky. I think a vending machine would work. Figure out how to get in there. I like your control points, so I can't really go about doing the bureau alert right now. You have to get to the place you do a bureau alert at. Keep backtracking. I hate the hiss warped, but whatever. Because we went down these stairs rather early without checking out the tracks area thoroughly. is the turntable, okay. So yeah, there is a room, but we can't get there. Okay. So we have to go this way. Smoke bombed myself. Okay. What's that there? And I can't figure out how to, like, get to it. I need to use the elevator first. There you are. Well, oh no, well, goose chase just to find this box hidden behind the panel. Okay. Let's go to the other floor. Okay. Deconstruct that one. How I messed that up. The airplane in question has been brought in from a private airfield located in the town of Blank, Cincinnati. It is suspected to be connected to the Blank AWE. See case file blank for details. Being evaluated for altered status. The plane is currently being stored in the transit corridor in the containment sector, brought there through the New York subway tunnel. Special access blank for more information on the tunnel and links to urban legends. Centered on ghost stations, abandoned tracks, and blank. See file 412 4521. The plane's black box is currently being evaluated for blank blank. Initial readings have been taken by a research team, though no altered status has been detected. Okay. These are lesser health boosts, so, but there are enough of them that it makes sense to deconstruct some of these. Okay. Weapons mods are full. Let me see here. That's ridiculous. Too many of that. Two small slots for mods for like 5 separate things to have mods for. It's the way to continue, I suppose. Keep out. Well, this is a video game. You don't keep out in a video game. Okay. It's kind of goofy. The first slide was a room with dirty wallpaper and dolls on the shelf. There were lots of dolls. The house was empty. No one lived there. We played in there a lot. It was our secret playhouse. So, Dylan Faden in an interview in 2002, and Jesse Faden in a therapy session in 2010. And it's 2019 now, right? Okay. I went to school with Neil. Some kids called him Nosebleed Neil. Most likely Neil Hosberg, missing. It was mean. He had asthma. Tom, likely Tom Barrow, missing. And his gang Freddy, likely Freddie Bartwell, missing. Hugo, no one by this name was found in public records, bullied him. We brought Neil to the dump to play. DF. Dylan Faden, interview 2002. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designated house. I didn't know I needed to open something, but I did.
You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 29 years, shining a light in the shadows. Thanks for staying with us. Here's our first caller.
Hi. What I'm about to tell you, if they found out, I don't know what would happen.
If who found out, brother?
The men in the suits. They told me it was an industrial accident, but this is something else. Something nobody talks about. Ordinary.
This certainly doesn't sound very ordinary, caller.
No, not ordinary. Ordinary. It's a town. And it wasn't an industrial accident. I mean, that's what they said, but that's bullshit.
Whoa, please watch the language, caller. It may be 2 a.m., but we're still a family show.
I'm sorry. It's just, my brother lived there. They said the town was destroyed, but it wasn't. I went there. The people are gone, but the town's there. It's still there.
So the population of an entire town disappears, yet the town remains. Tell me, was the phrase, "there is no salvation," written anywhere?
I'm not sure.
The same thing happened in Brazil in 23, a village called Rio Verde. More than 600 people just up and left. The government said they were fleeing guerrilla forces, but we know the truth. A mass abduction, as predicted by my regular guest, Dr. Quincy Reagan.
Abduction? You mean aliens? That's bullshit! I know they're lying!
Now, I warned you about the language caller. I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut you off. And good timing, too. It's time for a short break. Hang in there. America Overnight will be right back.
AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary, caused by an object of power, discovered by local children at the dump outside the town. A specific set of slides was used in the projector. The projector images open doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by the children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population. On August 30th, 2002, siblings Dylan Faden, 10 years old, CP6 materials, and Jesse Faden, 11 years old, CP7 materials, were playing at the local dump when they found a discarded slide projector. See OOP15 case file in Darling's presentations, blank for details. A team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived at the site on September 14th. The AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children and led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. In total, 17 surviving individuals were found in the town. All of them were brought in for questioning and tests. See interviews blank and private candidate files blank. I'll do that just so that it gets read. Otherwise, it's up. Okay.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable forces intruding upon our world, in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions, or die trying.
Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. There was a lot of them. More of the kids from the town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector and ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knee. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us, but Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog, like a melted dog, but I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of things he didn't like being a boy. A lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. Dylan. The projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to the hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. JF. Jesse said we could call her Polaris. It's because she was doing stars. She was doing stars at school. Dylan. Additional slide designated hand is verified in bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity designated Dog Neil.
Annual evaluation of Dylan Faden, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Carl Levon. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the Gunner's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Dr. Darling is out of the building today.
He's never out. He didn't want to come, did he? He never visits, not since Roberts. Tell Darling it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control it yet, but I can now. I learned. Will you tell him?
In a single word, describe the world around you.
A prison. A cold, empty prison. Not even a poster on the wall.
What is the next number in the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, 15?
18.
What day is it today?
How the hell would I know? It's not like you give me a calendar.
You find a rabbit in the woods. It is breathing, but not moving. You cannot see any blood. What do?
Leave it.
Expand on that.
It doesn't matter. The rabbit's not real. None of it's real.
What day is it today?
Do you enjoy asking people questions that can't be answered? Is this what gets you up in the morning? What you dreamed of doing as a scared, stupid little girl?
Can you describe a dog to me?
In Ordinary, we had a friend. Nosebleed Neil. And when it all went crazy, you know what I mean. Nosebleed Neil turned into a dog. Or something like a dog.
What day is it tomorrow?
Fuck off! I don't know! There is no calendar! How can I fucking know?
Dylan, calm down.
Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck Casper! Hey! Are you watching this, you old fuck? Did you send your bitch because you're too scared of me? Where is Casper?
Security, get a team in here. I need...
Forgot like why exactly we couldn't go through that overhead tunnel. Why it didn't exist. Okay, well there's a control point. Let me check the missions. We have 6 minutes left on that. Sure, I'll in 6 minutes just take this little detour and get some, like, materials. Mailroom. Can I deconstruct this, of course? Sure. It's level 1, so I know it's the only one I have of that, but it's level 1. Okay, so his enemies in maintenance, his snipers with Pierce, his snipers in research with headshots with Pierce. Yes, very specific. His elevated in containment. We're in his warped in maintenance. His destroyer. Well, it's gonna be because we're in containment anyway. It's gonna be the easiest one to do. So that creates Shadow. We still need 5 more remote dots. Upgrade charge. We need 5,000 more source. So we'll just wait to get 5,000 more source. Let's go back to where we were, which was in containment, and yeah. This one. Here, change the loadout and put Pierce back on. There's my collectibles highlighted.
Annual evaluate.
That annual sounds like animal. $21 jukebox tokens now. After what happened at school to Mrs. Chester, we started spying on Tom and saw that they took the projector. Tom and his troglodytes were using the Sled Hill Cave as their headquarters. That's where the projector was. They've been using the Temple Slide, we call it. But really it was a broken concrete thing, not like a warehouse or a bomb shelter or something. Very dark. The Not Mother lived there with her babies, children, I don't know. She was feeding Tom and the others her milk. They were changing into little monsters. We called them dung monkeys. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designated Temple. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity described designated Not Mother. Okay, there we go. Second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting, and then when we come out, everything had melted around the projector. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming there more and more on his own. When Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector, he had gone goons about it. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designated meadow. We have to go to all these places eventually.
Let's see what they have on ordinary.
I need to just...
It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
Tom and the others had gotten worse. Scarier, the math teacher, Miss Chester, tried to make them listen, and they pushed over a piano on her, broke her legs. Then Tom blasted her head in. Bye-bye, Miss Chester. I always liked her. I'd liked math. This is Dylan. That was the tipping point. It was Lord of the Flies level bad. The grown-ups realized something was wrong. The police came and literally dragged Tom and Hugo and the others away. Tom was screaming that the Not Mother would make them all go away. They enacted a curfew for every kid in Ordinary. Mom and Dad were mad, asking us about the dump, about everything. I remember wanting them gone like Tom had said. When we woke up the next morning, pretty much all the adults had just vanished. Was I responsible? Did I don't know. Disappearance of majority of Ordinary's population confirmed to result from slide projector related to AWE. See a baddie.
found the slide projector in the dump outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep it?
I see collectibles in there.
They say when you visit your childhood home, everything feels small. Like a miniature, not real. They got that right.
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up. Only I couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What? I don't...
No matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself?
I didn't.
No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this... I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No! No. Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jesse.
It felt more real than anything. As real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown? That you believe Polaris caused?
No, it wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan.
Jesse...
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly, but they took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Well, that must be pretty frustrating for the therapist, but yeah, she has to get to New York at a very specific time because 505 Games is going to release a game called Control, and she needs to make it by the release date, essentially. So I really can't get through those. Okay. Makes for a waste of space, doesn't it? Gotta see if that launch efficiency is better than the one I already have. This one is 18%, that is 16%. Useless. Gone. Okay. Shield energy cost, shield energy cost, shield energy cost. Okay, we can get rid of these ones. This is silly. Shield strength. These mods. Ugh. One of them. Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden. See interviews blank and blank for relevant information, and the obtained therapy sessions of Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the ordinary site. Note that accounts provided by all three sources contain conflicting data. Example, DF claims that there are 8 slides for the projector. JF mentions 9 slides. The Bureau found 1 intact slide, designated 36, and the burnt remains of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Note, Dr. Darling has ordered the entirety of the ordinary town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis, with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to limited space in the investigation section, the AWE will be investigated in the containment sector. Just get rid, just the entire dump, just straight up the whole thing.
You meant.
It's just a hallway. Great.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
It's Darling. Or Director Trich. He, like, willed it here using some... Okay. By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to the blank department. Details will be forthcoming. This area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects before that time. Any photographic slides, the type used in the slide projectors found in the area should be delivered to Dr. Darling immediately. Okay, go for collectibles. Actually, it's going to be a sudden fight. It's going to spawn a bunch of things, but until then... This place is a launch paradise. Phew. Goodness. So hard. I botched that. Okay, that should have been way easier. Then I made it. I don't know what I did wrong there. Could get the shield to come up or something, I don't know. lose a bunch of source. Yeah. So as a result, I still don't have enough for this. 'Cause I died. Moral of the story: don't die. Okay. Which way do I go? Down through the town again. I think is that all the collectible, all the materials? Shift sprint. Hey, now don't lose this fight, 'cause it's 2 fights from the last control point.
The whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Hand on the shield key if necessary. Shadow. Go. Drops health. Yeah. See. Behind me. Had to run through there again. Wait through this loading screen. Yeah, good, don't spawn in here, because that's annoying. Okay.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Okay. Heal. Get the health. It's like when you run out of energy and ammo and everything. Put in here. Damage while aiming. Rate of fire. Reload speed while shielding. Okay. Energy gained from headshots. That's accuracy. Headshot damage. How is damage? Damage after kills. Zoom. Well, oh, I didn't see there. Whoa. Ah, phooey. Was not able to avoid the spawn that time. Care.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
random hiss charge just came out of nowhere. Wait, or is that a hiss? What is it called when they pop, when they're invisible? Is that what that is? Oh. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Well, that's inconvenient.
Moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Where you too many hiss charged. Okay, so what's actually getting me is just a whole bunch of hiss charged that come right there. So you just gotta just don't get your fingers mixed up, basically. And switch to grip potentially as well, because they get all close to you, so it's like... Using Pierce doesn't make sense. They're close to you. Use grip. Or Shatter actually works pretty well, but Shatter is so specialized that application is very useful to equip. It's not really a good thing to equip. Yeah, like right here. If it's a hiss charge coming at you, like Shatter, Pierce doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay. Part-time trainer. Okay, that's where it's fighting from. Better get fire extinguisher, whoever you are. Whoa.
Moved the whole
just don't get marauded
landfill
by-
here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
So don't get marauded by a bunch of discharged, or a bunch of grenades, or a bunch of launches at you by those flying guys. Got that discharged. You got that one. No, I didn't. There you go. Okay. Cool. The energy comes back. There you go, yeah, it's coming back. And you get distracted by fighting this big guy, so you gotta get that over with quick. Oh, wow, there we go. Then all his charges come. But you get distracted by that flying dude, so like, you don't realize to switch to grip and stuff. There you are. What I should have done there, in hindsight, was switch back to what's it called? Pierce. And then use the Pierce in like alternation with the charge, so that with the launch. I just want to you just want to switch to grip there to get rid of those charge because they get really close to you. Way too long with just one simple fight.
Moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Oh, bad line of sight if you get that close. Deal with that? Okay. I guess you might want to just get rid of that guy quickly, so that when the hiss elevated comes, you don't get hiss elevated and him at the same time. That's because that's just too much to deal with at the same time, right? There are two people throwing things at you at the same time. Doesn't really work. You know what? Fooey on this fight. I don't really care about that first stage. Just want to get through the second one.
Moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Okay. Back up. That's all I need. Their stage is elevated. I can just focus on sniping him. Okay.
We should check that lab.
Oh, okay. Rebirth Greatest Hits. I was 9 or something when I found my dad's old Gods album. I became a huge fan instantly. Okay, so we can get back out. That's great. Anything on the table? Oh, that's the way we went in. Oh no, I could respawn the whole thing. Oh no, oh phooey. Hopefully I didn't do that. Here we go.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Darling took the projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
Okay. I'd say up to upgrade charge as opposed to upgrading spin, because spin isn't really that useful. So I'll save up for that. Abilities. Haven't been utilizing this, although I gave myself it. I would definitely go for. I'd probably go for this. Fast travels to some place. I would probably choose logistics. Whoa! Just getting more health, that's all. Okay. We go to the right. I think I've already checked over this place before, but I want to make sure because I've got to finish the whole... There's Langston's runaway thing. I still have to get into a place I can't get into yet. Huh. Control for it in the shelter somewhere? No. Get at it from the lower level. Well, that last runaway is sure elusive. Okay, let's see here. Okay, an hour and a half in. They're still closed. Hooey. Okay, let's go to Central Executive. Investigate the sector elevator. So let me track that one. Dark place. Which I believe is a side mission, if I would.
Darkness engulfed the elevator. There was something there, reaching for her, trying to make her act. It was a distress call. Faden sensed a drowning man, a hunger in the dark. Investigation sector.
Investigation sector, huh? We should check this out.
Wait, charge can what? Do 3 at once? That hint just told me that hint was a hint. Okay.
Hello? Anyone here?
Guess not.
Mr. Kirkland, here are agents confirmed missing, presumed dead from the containment breach yesterday. Agent Jonathan Kohner, researcher Ezra Cruz, Agent Caroline Dempsey, Agent Lindy Mark Malcolm, Agent Charlie Murray, Agent Derek Shaw. Letters of condolence will be delivered to you to sign prior to sending to their families. You'll be updated as soon as additional information are made. Also, per your request, the network engineer checked how many cases were backed up digitally. Unfortunately, a large number of active investigations were not archived yet, and only hard copies of reports exist behind the firebreak. They are lost, I'm afraid.
Darkness.
Seems a lot more crowded than the rest of the Bureau.
Dr. Dennis, so yes, there's an increase in AWE cases, and yes, it would be a good idea to put together a special task force to examine exactly why that is. However, it seems that a tiny little detail has slipped through the cracks. We don't want that stuff. If you expect us to detect, investigate, and process more AWE cases, you need to give us more people. It's simple math. Between the staff we lost in the Hartman thing and the ones who left for other departments after Kirkland quit, we're barely managing to keep up with the workload. Just filing the paperwork for all the altered items we left behind in the sector has been our ordeal. Another thing, and this is going to sound paradoxical, but we have an overcrowding situation. This lobby isn't meant to accommodate a whole sector's worth of staff. We put forward a motion to move investigations to a more suitable location months ago. It better not be sitting on your desk. The people are getting restless, and Kirkland's interim replacement, it's your job to handle it. To whom it may concern, it is of great anger and regret that I tender my resignation as head of investigations for the Federal Bureau of Control. I do this in protest the rampant disregard for my department's blank. My staff cannot continue to work in these conditions. Previous requests and warnings have fallen on deaf ears, so I must now rely on my actions to speak louder than my words ever could. I blame the situation on our blank, who has routinely ignored my request for assistance in reclaiming the parts of the investigation sector to the blank loose inside. I will never forget the screams of brave agents begging for us to open that fire break. I will carry that chain for the rest of my days. The blank has failed his agents. I shall never forgive him for that. Sincerely, William Kirkland. Accidentally pressed E instead of W. Bureau tracked. Miscommunication led to a local coroner examining the body of William Bureau. Bureau William, male, Caucasian. 33-year-old man found dead on his property, per police report. Remains obtained for coroner's office also include blood, urine, bile, stomach contents, and bone fragments. Blunt force injuries to the head, lacerations to the left ear and cheek, blunt force injuries extreme, dislocation of right knee, complete ovulation of the right upper extremity, with associated fracture of the proximal right humerus, extensive trauma abdominal region, complete ovulation of multiple organs including stomach, heart, liver, pancreas, kidney, and portions of the large and small intestine, all missing from scene. Conclusion, in my opinion, that Mr. Bureau's death is the result of a mechanical accident, as claimed by authorities. The removal of organs is consistent with an animal attack. We stopped at Ketone on our way to the target AWE like you asked. I'm sending my report directly to you to try to keep a lid on this Grumman Morale's desertion issue. We didn't find any sign of them here. Given their records, it is possible they switched teams like you suspected. But I don't think that's the case. An event definitely occurred here in Keystone. I think Grumman and Morales got caught up in it. The entire population has vanished into thin air. Reminds me of the Ordinary case, but that was just the adults, if I'm remembering the file correctly. This is different. I think our guys are casualties, not traitors. If it was an AWE, it seems to be over. We walked through the whole town and the whole strange thing we noticed here markings on various buildings, 2 overlapping circles with a dot in the shared space. Could be unrelated. I'll show you the pictures when I get back. In the meantime, you should send a team out here to cordon this place off and maybe get the comms guy working on a cover story. Sincerely, Agent Keenum. Okay. Anything on missions here? Dear. This place is huge. For authority from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation of DO-4-5 was launched into the ethical practices of Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Despite the accounts of anonymous blank regarding inhumane treatment of a blank currently housed in the Bureau, our official finding regarding this was inconclusive. Numerous obstacles arose during this investigation. The majority of blank sector personnel seemed to be wholly unaware of any such blank contained there. One blank confirmed the blank's codename to be blank, but all files pertaining to the name were inaccessible, being classified at the highest clearance level. Investigators were similarly blocked from entering the blank research wing to interview its staff. The matter is further complicated by the lack of clarity on whether non-human paranatural entities warrant human treatment. While the investigation cannot address any charges against Dr. Darling, we do recommend an investigation to blank research. A request came to the recently from an FBI agent asking for all files on Bright Falls, specifically on the disappearance of the author Alan Wake, per the Interagency Information Exchange Agreement. I had some paper pushers gather up a folder of all the pre-approved files. Don't worry, all the inappropriate material is either missing or redacted. But I'm writing to let you know that we've received this request from a special agent named Alex Casey. Sound familiar, right? That's because Alex Casey is the name of the fictional detective in whose hard-boiled crime books Alan Wake wrote. Pretty interesting that an FBI agent sharing a name with the most famous character Wake wrote is looking into a case dealing with the writer's fiction coming true. I think this is worth looking into, but what's your opinion? Just give the word and I'll start surveillance on this guy. Okay. Too much junk in the way. Effective procedures. Item is not in Bureau custody. None known. A Frank Elk tractor, olive green, dry blood on the grill and last seen. Items capable of vocalized responses or growls and unmanned locomotion, considered highly aggressive and dangerous. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after the death of William Bureau, the owner of Bureau Farm outside of Trenton, Texas. Local authorities arrived on the scene after an employee found the mutilated body of Mr. Bureau beneath his tractor. Police arrive or immediately get driven away by the tractor. Panic calls to federal authorities were intercepted by Bureau communications staff. A team was dispatched. Upon arrival, the agents approached the item. It responded by growling like a bear. 3 agents were injured when they tried to detain the item, which escaped. Aerial searches of the item are ongoing. Speaking to Mrs. Bureau, only revealed that she had a domestic altercation with Mr. Bureau earlier that night of the night of the incident. Why these events are connected is currently unknown. Okay. There's a thing to activate there. Ethics. For authorization from Mr. Kirkland, internal investigation P142-9 was launched into the illegality of the Prime Candidate program, banked by Federal Bureau of Control. Since all known subjects relevant to the investigation used executive privilege to decline interviews, very little first-hand information was gathered. However, anonymous sources and documentation declassified by Mr. Kirkland, both, I had to check to toggle screen, so let's pause there. Both paint an alarmingly clear picture of systematic blank and blank. Blank were brought into the oldest house and placed under blank examination and testing with the aim of appointing one as director upon maturity. The program was produced no successful cases and only resulted in the traumatic blank of paranaturally inclined blank. Not only is this a breach of the Ash Act, but it flies in the face of basic human blank. This investigation team equivocally blanked the Prime Candidate program, recommends that it be blank immediately. I can move that around.
It's not working. Probably a loose power core somewhere.
Chief Investigator Dennis, it happened again. 3rd year this time. Something certainly has it out for a blank. Could be raccoons. The locals certainly complain about them enough. But why the hell would raccoons keep going after a monitoring station? Doesn't add up. Anyway, I've got a Bureau tech going to the site next week to take a look. Next on the list of recurring problems is the staff at the Lake House Research Station. How am I supposed to effectively keep an eye on Blank Lake when they won't let me see any data? I don't even know what they're researching out there. We need to petition them again to share their info with investigations agents. It's only a matter of time before this blank hits again, and I want to be prepared. Anyway, if anyone at HQ asks why the Bright Falls report is a little thin this month, tell them it's because we couldn't take any readings. In the meantime, I might invest in some raccoon traps. It's gracious. Per authorization from Mr. Kirkland, Blank Blank was launched as the blank of Director Zachariah Trench. Why is there like this part of the bureau that all it does is like investigate and turn on the bureau, essentially? A recent change in Blank witnessed in Director Trench include aggressive Blank when Blank with other staff was observed. However, this investigation is aimed at interpreting this issue rather than proving it. Notable Blank between Director Trench and Dr. Darling has been witnessed by numerous bureau staff. Although both declined to meet for an interview on the matter, witness accounts suggest their arguments centered around the Dimensional Research Wing and the blank kept inside. Okay, so the slide projector. However, no evidence exists to confirm Director Trench's blank is anything more than interpersonal disagreements. The investigation concluded that Director Trench's behavior is not indicative of any blank and that his fitness to lead is not in question. Referring to blank for a more formal report. Dr. Rhea Underhill is a professor at the University of Woodrow in the United Kingdom, where she teaches biology with a focus on botany. Dr. Underhill once worked with the Bureau as a parabotanist stationed in the research sector of the oldest house. She served with no instance of demerits and is praised by those who formerly work with her, including Dr. Darling. Dr. Underhill has no known connections to paracriminal organizations or any record of breaching her NDA since leaving the Bureau. Her civilian behavior has been ideal, with the exception of an ongoing personal relationship with Dr. Darling that appears to have been during their time as co-workers in the research sector, and revisited him intermittently ever since. Depending on the duration of her work in the oldest house, it may be required to have both parties sign a relationship clearance form. This investigation has found no compelling reason to deny Dr. Darling's request to offer Dr. Underhill an interim position with the aim of finding a solution to the mold threshold issue. Okay, at least I don't have to read this. Kirkland, I am growing tired of your blatant attempts to lay your incompetence at my doorstep. I know you want this to be true, but you are head of investigations. This failure is your responsibility. What did you think would happen holding a dangerous specimen in investigations? The containment sector exists for a reason. They have better trained and better equipped for this type of work. In fact, they have admirably taken on certain AWE monitoring responsibilities that your staff are no longer capable of. This happens more and more now. I don't think your petty internal investigations have gone past my notice. You are a worm. Everything I've done has been for the benefit of the Bureau. The Prime Candidate program only fails because of Darling. You are both failures, plotting against me. You are traitors, but the truth will emerge out of you. You are choosing to become my enemy, Kirkland. You don't want to be. Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. Right, it's like investigation sector just kind of is like internally investigating for some reason. It's not helping the Bureau out. It's like turning on it. I've played The Legend of Matanui. I'm used to this.
Now that gate should open.
Now... search. Oh dear. The purpose of internal investigation X039-7 is to examine the containment failure of specimen S1 resulting in the deaths of blank agents. An inspection report of the containment equipment 3 days earlier showed no faults. Investigators suspect human error to be the cause, yet no department has provided any evidence to support this. Technicians were able to recover the researchers' notes on the specimen from the internal network. On the blank of blank, the specimen began displaying a sharp increase in aggressive blank. Cross-referencing that date with various logs found only 2 events inconsistent with the sector's daily routine. 1, the air filter were changed, and 2, an hour prior to the incident, a civilian named Alice Blank entered the sector regarding an unrelated investigation. Given their connection to the same AWE case, it is likely that Mrs. Blank's presence is relevant to the specimen's escape and to the blank. Investigation is ongoing. And control point.
I'm no detective, but something definitely happened here.
The Blessed Organization. This group individual has operated outside the Bureau's notice for decades, perhaps longer, displaying a level of skill and caution rarely seen in para-criminal groups. A review of past cases has found various mentions of their activity over the years. In 2016, a production company called Blessed Pictures was connected to an altered item case, as well as the death of an agent from exposure to illicit supernatural materials. In 1994, a Los Angeles-based public speaker named Chester Bless was involved in the illegal use of an altered item. In 1988, a Bureau business called Blessed Repair and Service was suspected of involvement with the object of power case, perhaps even creating it. None of these businesses or individuals have ever been located. However, their connection to appearances of altered items and objects of power is too direct to be considered circumstantial. An arrest order has been issued for any persons believed to be involved in the Blessed Organization. Whoops. Okay. One, 2, 3.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake. Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you?
I'm your friend Tom. Tom Zane. There's nothing to worry about.
Tom. The poet. The diver. You look different.
That was just a role. A character. The protagonist I played in my old film. I'm a filmmaker. An auteur like yourself. We're working on this together, remember? An artistic collaboration.
This effect is just making it worse.
You need a drink. Yppish.
Endless darkness. Nothing holds still.
But we're very close now. You've been writing. You found a way to escape. It'll work this time.
Riding?
You found a way!
No. I don't... Wait. There's something. It's my double. He's out there. I've seen him.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about. I'm dealing with it. It's fine, my friend. Let me handle him.
You've met him? What the hell?
Now, come on. You misunderstand me.
That was Alan Wake, the writer who went missing in that AWE case I read about. What's he doing here?
Well, that was a movie.
Thomas Zane was with him. The poet. No, wait. He was a filmmaker. I always remember that wrong.
Okay, let's see what we got here. This one. Radio's on the right, and we can touch it, okay? Cool. Oh, we can't ring the bell. Interesting. Well. Radio. The radio, turned off the TV. How does that do? I turned off the vending machine. Simple.
Dr. Emil Hartman, devoured by hungry darkness, became the thing that had been Hartman. Broke loose, killed everyone it could, lurking, roaming, waiting. Then something else came, a resonance. The thing that had been Hartman went through another change.
Creepy, damp, and abandoned. Why did Wake want me to come here?
It's just a really chickeny way to say moist. Any dumb weapons mods to get rid of? Yeah, level 1 mod we can get rid of. Wait, these are all personal mods. Okay, they're personal mods that can be gotten rid of, but I'm trying to get rid of weapons mods. Okay. Weapons mods. Thing in the other stall, right? Okay.
That doesn't look like a house shift. Do I even want to know?
Watch speed boost. Now that's actually seems kind of useful. Actually seems really useful. For those flying guys. Mute myself. Can't shoot through that, right?
Of course, the Hiss are already in here.
Oh, it's trying to prevent me from control point camping. Oh, you no. Oh, dude, this is gonna get really boring really fast. So, for the end, I don't want to, like, end off on this. So I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna back out, and I'm gonna go to the, I'm gonna go try the, really? Surge. I'm gonna back out of this and go try the, what's it called? Jukebox again, so Central Executive. Okay, here we go.
I need the containment protocols for every altered item or object of power with an audio-related effect.
I'll send a team to contact Langston and get that information, sir. Yes, why? What do we tell him?
Tell him that the hiss work through sound. So any count
I forgot where this thing is.
Apparently the director restored HRA production. They're already getting other survivors out of safe rooms.
Great. Maybe I can get back to my office soon. I miss having a door to close on people.
I think you're gonna have to endure the
Another collectible and central executive. Gee whiz. Collective unconscious is defined as a form of unconscious that is shared in all human minds. From this arises unconscious knowledge linking us to our ancestral heritage. To this collective unconscious, we unknowingly attribute a series of images and archetypes to all elements of our lives. These archetypes are never fixed, but shift and change in tandem with other species and culture. This internal belief in the power of images shared by a massive population is blank in the creation of altered items and the objects of power. The sheer amount of blank exuded is attracted to the best representation of that image, imbuing a single object with massive amounts of blank. Theoretically, places of power could likewise be formed by the simple power of sustained collective belief. Yes, the power of belief.
If that Pope woman was so talented, she would have found a solution to all this by now.
Through time, the thunders hold distorts you. You are born through time.
They're endangering us by bringing a hiss in. If Trench was still around, we could stop this.
Marshall didn't give me any orders before she left. Guess I'll just keep managing it.
Here we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That was really embarrassing. Hopefully this loading screen doesn't affect my time limit. I sure hate it. Get a little closer. Got it. It doesn't save that I did those two, like, launches, and so I lost all that time, essentially. Finally, finished loading. know you're there, but... Okay, where did I drop that material? Mods. Okay. There you are. Oh. Oh, it dumped the material in some crazy place. I can't get it. Can't get it. Biometric logs. Fui. Well, I returned to the formation, all right. Yeah. 4 minutes. I'm not gonna make it, but whatever. Oh, the timeline is taken up by this motion between sites. Retrieve the lost specimen data, huh?
Squad Captain Lopez, reporting on Expedition 17B. At the formation now, visually no distinction from the previous visit. The link detectors are still standing. One arch has a light flashing, so we're gonna give the area a once over. Then we'll head back. Lopez out.
Here we go. Okay. Well, I got 2 done. But yeah, it's pretty hard. Well, I got like a bajillion tries on that, so. Yeah, not so many of these. I get 25 out of 24 mods. How'd that work? If we're gonna use that. Okay. Headshots. I'm not gonna, headshots are pointless. There we go. It's a way to clean stuff up. Still a mission. Anyway. But I haven't finished it yet.
Squad captain.
Okay. 2.5 hours. I guess I'll just end the recording here. Not there yet. Cool.